right, let's get started, folks. So to just set the scene, in order to create Memojis, you have to have either an iPhone that supports Face ID or an iPad Pro that supports Face ID, because it needs to be able to scan your face in order to effectively use the Memoji. So I'm going to use my iPad just because it's got a bigger screen, but if you've got an iPhone with the Face ID that you can unlock your phone with the iPad, you can do exactly the same thing that we're going to be doing here. So without further ado, I will share my screen. Okay, so in order to start working with Memojis, we'll start with messages. So I'm going to open up my Messages app. And for those of you who are here on Tuesday, we spent a lot of time with messages. I've got some pinned conversations up there, individual conversations down here. And if I want to create a Memoji or send a message with a Memoji, the first thing I have to do is go to my Memoji icon down at the bottom. Angelo showed you how you could go to the App Store, your photos, and all the stickers that are available. So let me tap on Memoji. And if you've never created a Memoji before, hello, you'll see that you've got a whole bunch of Animoji. And these Animojis track the movement of your face. So I can turn my head to the left, I can turn my head to the right, I can do that. I can open my eyes really wide, I can blink, I can do one eye, I can do one eye, I can do lots of things here. So I can become a giraffe. I could, anybody hungry? This is going to be the most embarrassing video I've ever made here. There's an owl. Who? There's an owl. There's a warthog. There's a monkey. There's a robot. So I can be any of these really cute little guys.
Alan, you're doing good.
I beg your pardon?
Are you doing good?
Good. Excellent.
Very entertaining.
Good. Yeah, so I'll be a little puppy. I'll be a fox. I can be a poop emoji, right? I can really have a crappy time being a poop emoji. I've got pigs, not halal. I've got pandas. So we've got all of these Animoji that we can use to send messages with, right? And in fact, if I wanted to send a message to Angelo right now, I could literally tap the record button and I can say, hello, Angelo, how the duck are you doing? And I can tap the record button and I can say, hello, Angelo, how the duck are you doing? Right, and if I tap send, that'll pop it into my message, and there's a message that gets sent to Angelo. So I can use these little characters to tell a story and just become anyone that I want to. But I can also design my own emojis or Animojis, and these are called Memojis. And if you go all the way to the left, you'll see that I've got 3 that I've designed. That was me when I was a boy. This is me when I was not 60. And this is me now that I'm 60. So I can create my own emojis. And what I'm going to do in the first part is I'm going to step through the process of making emojis. So if I want to make a new emoji, I tap the plus button. And I literally can create a character from scratch. So if you want to have an alter ego, if you wanted to be somebody straight out of Star-Lord, what was the film? Defenders of the Galaxy. You can be Defenders of the Galaxy. So you can change your skin color, you can change your tint. If you wanted to be the guy from Avengers, don't know his name. So you can be just about whoever you want to be. And you can create skin tones. So let's be a blue guy, let's be a Smurf today. So I can change my skin tones. I can choose whether or not I got freckles. And you see, as I get closer, I can go further and back. You can see that I can change my character. It mimics what I'm doing. I can give myself little highlights on my cheeks. You can see my cheeks down there. I can give myself beauty spots. I could be Madonna. I won't. I can change my hairstyle. So here I choose my colors, the colors of my hair. So over here, let's be a Smurf with a Donald Trumpian hairstyle in honor of the new elections. Let's see what looks most like Donald. That would be him without the thinning hair, right? So we've got all sorts of hairstyles that we can affect. We've got the different colors. We can change our eyebrows, different colors. We can become Buddhists. We can change the color. Right? We can have eyebrow piercings. So we literally can create a character that really just suits us. We have different eye sizes, nice big eyes. We can change the eye color. We can change our eyelashes. We can give ourselves eyeliner. We can give ourselves eyeshadow. We can change our head shape. We can change our age. So that's kind of in the middle. That's slightly older. Right? So we can build our character. We can have lantern-jawed Dan Dare. We can have a round face. We can have oval faces. So again, you can build the character to suit your own shape and age. Apparently in Memoji land, there are only different sizes of button noses. So you can have a small button nose or a big button nose. You can have nose piercings. I'll pass on the nose piercing right now. You can change the shape of your mouth. You can change the shape of the color of your lips. So once again, we're customizing this. We can have vampire teeth. We can have braces. We can have a slightly offset Cape Flats face. That's not racist. Promise. Don't stop laughing, Angelo. Or we can have like a gold teeth. We can have mouth piercings. We can have tongue piercings. Way beyond my pay grade. Our ears, they can be bigger, medium, smaller. We can wear earrings. We can have earpods if we wanted to have in our ears. We could have facial hair. You guys getting the picture? We can customize this person right down to the nth degree. We can have glasses. Right? We can have an eye patch. If we change the color of the glasses, we can do that. And we can also give ourselves dark glasses. So if you want to be super cool, we can give ourselves some dark glasses. And finally, we can put some headgear on. So if I wanted to be a Taliban Donald Trump, there we go. There's my Taliban hat. So I'm now done. And I now have a character that I can use to send Memojis. So once again, I'm going to send a message to Angelo. Hello, Angelo. I'll meet you in Qadar at 4 o'clock.
Hello.
And there's my message gone. So I can create as many Memojis as I want to. You can see I've got 3 or 4, and we'll come back to that shortly. But let's have a look now at what we can actually do with these Memojis. So when I created these Memojis, if I tap on this guy over here, you'll see what it'll do is it'll also give me a series of emoticons using that character. So if I want to tell Angelo that he's actually just blown my mind, I can use that character and I can say, type it in here. You've, forgive my typing here, it's a little awkward. Just blown my mind. And send that. Now that's not animated the way it was before, but it's a little sticker that we can use. Or we can pull that sticker up and use it as a sticker in any message. The other thing that Apple have just added with iOS 10.14, which I really love, is if we go back to these Memojis, I'm going to take one of these existing ones. Let's take this guy. So here's a Memoji that's reasonably representative of me at this particular stage of my life. I didn't choose the additional lines and jowls because I'm vain. If I tap the ellipsis down in the bottom left-hand corner, if I want to make a modification to this, I can edit the existing one, but I want to duplicate it because I want to start from a base over here. And one of the things that they've added to headgear is face coverings. So in a COVID world, we can actually create a Memoji that has a face mask. And given that we're trying to promote the ideas of using masks and stuff like this, maybe this is something that we can use just to extend the love out to all our friends and family. So again, if I choose a Digicape colored face mask, there we go, that's done. I now have a Memoji which I can use. And if I go to my other characters over here, I can use that character with all of the other stickers and emojis that I might want to use in my existing messages. So that's the first thing that we can do, and that's a bit of fun, but that's where we create our emojis. You always create them from inside the Messages app. But let's look at what else we can do, because there are some fun things that we can do with Memojis. So if I wanted to start a FaceTime session, let's say we've got a scenario where I've woken up really early, I haven't put up my makeup, I haven't had a shower, I'm looking like death, but I'm well dressed, right? I might be wearing shorts underneath here, but I've got my business suit on here, but I don't necessarily want people to see that I haven't shaved or whatever. So I'm going to start a FaceTime message, and I'm going to start the FaceTime message with Angelo Martin. While it's calling him, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, we've got the effects button, and we have the Memojis. And if I tap on the Animoji, I can choose an Animoji. So now I'm talking to Angelo, and I'm having a conversation, and I'm practicing social distance because he's plenty miles away from me. But just in case I sneeze onto the screen, he's not going to get anything because I'm wearing my mask. I can change it to this character, and literally it tracks my face. Super exciting. I can look to the right. Oh, went out of the character. I can look to the left. The only time it really gives it away, if I want to scratch my eye, my hand goes behind my emoji, so that's not so great. But nevertheless, I can create a conversation. I can have a meeting with my Memoji as my character, and I can not be who I can be whoever I want to be. By the same token, if I'm feeling like a unicorn, I can change my Animoji to a unicorn, and I can be a unicorn inside my conversation with somebody in FaceTime. So this is a whole heap of fun. And this is live, and this is something that we're doing in real time. So I'm going to end that conversation, and I'm going to take it to the next step. Let's say, for example, we wanted to record a video of anything. We wanted to do an introduction to a video that we're doing in a presentation. We wanted to send a video, but we didn't want to use ourselves. Some people are shy about their faces on the internet, or they just don't feel particularly confident. So why not have an Animoji being you? So once again, I'm going to go back to messages. And now, instead of going to my Animoji down at the bottom or my Memoji down at the bottom, I'm actually going to tap the camera. And I'm going to flip the camera so it's facing me. So now you've got me. But you notice over here the little effects icon that we had in FaceTime? I can tap that. And I've got the same toolbar down at the bottom left-hand side that I had previously. If we've got time, I'll go back to these because this is something that you can do in messages that Ange didn't have a chance to cover yesterday. But I'm going to tap the Animoji, the Memoji, I beg your pardon. And let's take this guy for the moment. And now I can do a recording. Welcome to our presentation. Today, we're going to be covering Memojis, how to make them, how to use them. Now, I could send this, right? But I'm not going to send it. I'm going to tap done. And now it's creating a movie, if you see in the center of the screen. Now, there's my video. I could send it, but any guesses where it might have saved this? This is interactive broadcasting, guys. You can unmute. It's a rhetorical question. If I go to photos, there's my video that I've just sent. Let's just unmute it.
How to make them, how to use them.
But you can now record this. And now that I've recorded this, I can do stuff like I can go into Keynote. And I have a presentation here. I can tap Add Media. I can go from my video or audio library. Here's the video that I've just recorded. And I can resize this.
Welcome to our presentation. Today, we're going to be covering Memojis.
So this is pretty nice. But you know what would finesse this a little bit was if I had a green screen behind me, because then I could do a green screen and I could knock out the background. But I don't have a green screen behind me. But I wouldn't let you down. We have a way of recording this in such a way that we can have a floating head. It wouldn't have the rest of me, it wouldn't have the rest of my body, but we can record our Memoji recording and have a talking head that we can insert into our presentation without having to resort to a green screen. So let me delete this guy. And now I'm going to go back to my Memojis. And just as we recorded a little bit earlier, we've got here, we can record, but the trick to this is you send a message to yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new message, and I'm going to send this to me. To Alan. Okay. And now in my message, I'm going to tap my Memoji. And there I am. So let's click record. You get a 30 seconds of this, which is quite a long time if you consider most television adverts are 30 seconds long. So here we go. Welcome to our presentation. Today we're going to be looking at Memojis, how you create them, how you edit them, how you modify them, and how you can use them in your day-to-day activities, presentations, and so on. Stop.
Welcome to our presentation. Today we're going to be looking at Memojis.
Now if I send this, probably take a little long. I was a little bit verbose, but it's going to send this off. So now I've sent it, but I've sent it to myself. So if I press and hold on this, I can save the file. Right? Let's go back to our photo library, and you can see I now have a file which actually doesn't have a background. Now at the moment you see it as a black background, but let's look what this file looks like when I go back to Keynote. So now once again, I'm going to add media. And if I tap on this guy, you can see that I've got, to all intents and purposes, a green screen. So I can press on this.
Welcome to our presentation. Today we're going to be looking at Memojis, how you create them, how you edit them, how you modify them, and how you can use them in your day-to-day activities, presentations, and so on.
If I tap play, we go full screen.
Welcome to our presentation. Today we're going to be looking at Memojis, how you create them,
and so on. So it's not just a matter of having a little bit of fun with messages. You can actually take these and turn them into real serious things. Now, if you can imagine, you guys know that I do a lot of work with schools. Can you imagine somebody creating a Memoji of Nelson Mandela and then recording speeches that he's made, or empathizing, taking a situation where you want to put yourself into somebody else's shoes, building a story, writing a script, and actually delivering it as that person. You're talking about empathy, you're talking about all sorts of things that you couldn't previously do. This is a tool which now allows us to extend who we are. So that's one way of doing it. Another tool that we've got is iMovie. So if I go to iMovie, I can use all of those characters inside a movie. So if I create a new movie, let's select, I could select any movie, but for the moment, I'm just going to choose the Apple Classroom that we did previously. And I'm going to take this video file and we'll create a movie. I'm going to take this guy and pull it out. So what I did earlier was I took that presentation and I exported it out as a movie. So now if I go to my video, it's going to take a few seconds just to read the media. There's my recently added media. Let's take this guy. And I'm going to add it as a picture-in-picture. I could do it as a split screen, green screen, but let's do it as picture-in-picture. And again, it drops it in place. So now I can take this and I can move it to where I want it to go. I can zoom in. And now if I hit play, okay, audio is not coming through at the moment, but you get the idea. I can take this little Memoji, I can put it over any movie. It doesn't have to be a presentation. I could be a talking head that's talking over a process, that's teaching people how to do things. Really, the sky is the limit. So that's in a nutshell Memojis. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to get through this. So I'd like to go back to the recording process in Messages and just show you one or two of the extra things that, that you can do inside Messages. So if we go to camera one more time, let's flip you around and choose video. And choose my effects, you've already seen what I can do with my Memojis. If I tap on filters, I've got all of these filters. I've got comic book, I've got comic mono, I've got watercolors, dramatic, gives it a slightly sharper edge. I've got film noir. So I could take this, I could film it, I could save it into my camera roll, and I could have a FaceTime message with somebody like this. But there are a couple of other things that I can do. Typically, you can do this inside clips. Let me just get rid of that filter over there. We can also add text. So if I wanted to add this, for example, and I could say, I heart emojis. If I tap on it, it follows me around, right? And I can resize it. I can put it down here on my heart, and I can wear this, and I can now record with this little sticker on me, and I can send it off as a message to somebody. I've got some shapes that I can use. So let's take this guy over here. And I can also resize that. I've also got all the other stickers. So I could take this guy and I can say, you know, this, I've just blown my own mind. Okay. And can you see how it follows me? This is why we need the FaceTime camera over here. And then we also have all the other third-party stickers. So while Angelo showed you how that some stickers can be brought down by going through the App Store, you may find that some of the apps that you've already installed on your iPad or on your iPhone actually come with stickers. So Fantastical, for example, is the calendar software that I use. It's got a whole bunch of stickers that you can use inside your messages. There's Trello. Oh gosh, there are so many over here. If I wanted to go GarageBand, I've got myself a nice guitar over there, and I can take my guitar and I can put that down here. And now I can record something, and this video is now recording, and it's got all of these little bits and pieces that follow me and do stuff. And if I tap done, I can send that off as a video, send it to myself. And that will be sent to the person that I want to send it to. So we have all of our Animoji and all our Memoji, but there's also a whole bunch of extra tools that we can use when we're creating these videos in order to embellish the communication that we have with other people. So that's my Memojis, and that's really the end of my presentation. It's nice, it's short and sweet, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you start to use your Memojis. And I'm going to pop it open to people if they have any questions.
Is this just for the pad, or is this something on my phone? I haven't seen it on my new software on my phone. So
if your iPhone supports Face ID, so you can unlock it with your face, then you've got it.
Oh, it's there.
Then you've got it. Yep.
And when I went looking for it while you were doing your presentation, where would I find it?
Well, let me share my screen again, but this time I will use my phone. So here's my phone. If I go to Messages, and I create a new message, let's send it to me, Alan. Okay, you see all the messages that I've sent before are there. If I was to tap on the little app icon, you'll see the Memoji over there. If I tap on this, I can now create and record my own Memoji. Okay.
Right.
So I actually designed my Memoji. That's the one that I made earlier.
Yeah.
If I wanted to make a new one, I tap the plus. On the other hand, if I want to use an existing Memoji and record a video, I tap on the camera. And you see, let's record a video. So I'll go to video and I'll switch the camera around. So there's me again. And you see just to the left of the record button, there's that little effect star. If I tap on that, okay, there I am. There's me with my Memoji. I'm not sure at what point it quit out, but if I move it across to the next one, all of a sudden I'm a little bit older and I've had a haircut and I've grown a pair of glasses. Now I'm even older. So I can, do all the good things that you'd expect to be able to do with Memoji. I can enunciate, I can smile, I can stick out my tongue, I can have a lot of fun, or I could be a Donald Trump Taliban groovy guy. That's it.
Alan, thanks very much. This is quite amazing, I have to say. And the scary thing is being there all the time and I haven't even noticed it. You're so busy, you're just sending messages, receive, move on with things. You don't take the trouble to just, So as I talk to you now, I've got a rabbit following me around my phone. So it's quite nerve-wracking, something to get used to.
As you might, yes, as one does.
Alan, thanks very much for that. Just a question: would you be able to do the same thing with more than one person in the picture?
I have had two people on the screen, and it still kept my Memoji. We did a conversation. It just had my Memoji and her face was her face. But here's a perfect argument for buying two iPhones, so you all record your own bits, and then you can put them together inside iMovie or inside a presentation.
Now, I was just thinking that in a presentation, it would be nice if one person could ask a question and another person perhaps give an answer to that question. To put it in the presentation. But,
now, if you're doing it, if you are doing it in the presentation, they're all going to be recorded movies. You're not going to do that real time. Okay. So just record them, or just hand the camera over to the other person, let them have their own Memoji, record that bit, and then just drop them in, and then use the builds to have the videos appear or start talking when it's appropriate.
Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Angela.
Brian, what is it that you remember from many years ago?
No, I say the passion gap.
The passion gap. Yeah, I didn't want to go there, actually. The Cape Flats was about as far as I was prepared to go.
Don't worry.
Don't want to get myself in trouble in this really woke world. So thanks once again, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye all.